In this session, we'll discuss about basics of network analysis. As you are all aware about Ohm's law, that is nothing but V equal to IR. In this network analysis, we are going to analyze voltage as well as current. So, before starting with the network analysis, first we should know about fundamentals of network analysis. And also here you know that different electrical parameters, basics of electrical parameters that are used in network analysis are resistors, capacitors and inductors, and these combinations are used in a different combinations, and these combinations are connected in series and combination in order to get a network. Here they have defined what is the network analysis. Network analysis means to find a current through or voltage across any branch of the network by using fundamental laws and various simplification techniques. Here we are trying to find out a voltage across these components or these branches by using some fundamental laws and various network simplification approaches. We'll see what are the fundamental laws we have, and also you can see what are the different simplification techniques we have. Here we will discuss about network terminology. First we'll see one simple electrical network diagram. Here you can observe the resistors R1, R2, R3, these are connected in one loop with the power supply E1, and also E2 is also combined to this first loop, and E2 is in series with R3, R4, R6. And we'll name these nodes as A, B, C, D, E, F elements. We'll see what is that network and all. Any arrangement of various electrical energy source along with the different circuit element is called an electrical network. Here you can see any arrangement of various electrical energy source along with the different circuit elements. What are the elements we have? We have the elements of resistors and power supply. These are the circuit elements we have. This makes electrical network here. Any individual circuit element with the two terminals which can be connected to other circuit elements is called network element. Here you can repeat this once again. Any individual circuit element with the two terminals which can be connected to other circuit element is called network element. Means here in this diagram, this R1, R2, R5, R4, R6, all these resistors are network elements, and supply, power supply, what we have E1, E2, these two also network elements. Next we'll see active element as well as passive element. Network element can be either active element or passive elements. Active element are the elements which supply power or energy to the network. Here you can see E1 and E2 in this electrical network. These two are the active elements which supply power or energy to the network. These two supply energy to the network. Voltage source and current source are the example of active element. Passive element are the element which either store the energy or dissipate the energy in the form of heat. Here, what are the resistors we have seen in this network diagram? These are the passive element. These passive elements dissipates energy. These passive element will not store any energy at all. These will dissipate the energy. Resistor, inductor and capacitors are the three basic passive elements. Inductor and capacitor can store the energy. Resistor will dissipate the energy. Next we'll see what is the meaning of branch. We'll see in this diagram AB, BC, CD, AD, CD, CF, EF, DE. These are the branches of the network. We'll see what they have written. A part of the network which connects various points of the network with one another is called a branch. A, B, B, C, C, D, D, A, D, E, C, F, E, F. These are the various branches. These branches may consisting of one or more elements. Next we'll see junction point. A point where three or more branches meet is called a junction element. Here in this above network diagram, we'll see point C and D. These two are the junction point. Why? Because here three or more branches meet at a point. Here C and D, these two are, here you can observe that at a point C, three connections are there. At a point D also, three connections are there. So because of this, it is called as a junction point. Here, three or more branches meets. Here, three or more branches meets. So it is called as a junction point. Next we will go with the node. A point at which two or more elements are joined together is called node. The junction point are also the node of the network. A, B, C, D, E, F. Here C and D, these two are the junction point. These are also nodes. Fine. These are the nodes in above diagram. Next we will go with a mesh. What is mesh? Mesh in the sense that you can consider this one as a loop. But we can find there is a difference between mesh. There is a small difference between mesh and loop. Fine. Loop means it is like a continuous path we can have. Fine. So we'll see what things they have written here. Fine. Mesh or a loop is a set of branches forming a closed path in a network in such a way that if one branch is removed, then remaining branch do not form a closed path. It will not form a closed path. You can call this one as a mesh or a loop. Next we'll see what is that loop in that. A loop also can be defined as a closed path only. It is also a closed path which originate from a particular node and terminating at the same node. It starts from a node and it will end at the same node, traveling through various other networks without traveling through any node twice. Path A, B, C, D, A. Next A, B, C, F, E, D, A, D, C, F, E, D. These are the loops of the network. Here you can see ABCDA, next CFED, these are the loops. Next ABCFED, these are the loops. However, there will be a difference between mesh and a loop. Mesh is nothing but it is a smallest loop and it does not contain any loop, any other loop inside it. Mesh does not contain any other loop within it. Thus, a mesh is the smallest loop. Mesh is nothing but it is a small loop. Mesh is also a loop, but it may contain another loop or not. ABCDA is a mesh, while ABCFEDA is a loop. Here you can see ABCDA. This is the mesh. Fine. And you can call this one as a loop also. Next, ABCFEDA. This is a loop, but for this loop, you can't call this one as a mesh. Mesh is nothing but it is the smallest loop. In this loop, you don't have any other sub loops. You can call this one as a mesh. Next, we can have one question. What is that? State the difference between a mesh and a loop. Next, classification of electrical circuits. So we'll classify the electric circuit into different categories. What are these categories? Linear network, non-linear network, bilateral network, unilateral network, active network, passive network, lumped network, distributed network. These are the different categories. So here in this graph you can observe that electrical circuit or network is classified into active, passive, linear, non-linear, bilateral, unilateral, lumped, distributed. They have divided this one into different categories. So first we'll discuss what is linear network. Next we'll go with what is non-linear network. Linear network is nothing but this is the network for which Ohm's law is applicable. Non-linear network means this is the network for which Ohm's law is not applicable. Means if you are having a diode, for that diode circuit branch, Ohm's law is not applicable. You can call this one as a non-linear network. So we'll see what they have written. A network whose elements are always constant irrespective of change in time, voltage, temperature, etc. is called linear network. Ohm's law is applicable for such network. So for which Ohm's law is applicable. Principle of superposition can be applied to such a network. Response of various elements is linear with respect to input applied to them. Here, if you draw the graph for this one, you will get a linear graph. Response of various elements is linear with respect to input applied. Whatever the input you will apply, with respect to this input graph, output graph, if you draw, you will get a linear curve. But if you draw the graph for non-linear network, you will not get a linear curve. You will get a exponential curve. So I can call this one as a non-linear network. Here if you draw the graph for a diode, you can see that in your diode graph, no, you will not get a linear curve, straight line curve like that. Instead of this one, you will get a exponential curve. You can call that one as a nonlinear network. And also here you can see what are the example for linear network: resistor, inductor, capacitor. These are the example for linear network: resistor, inductor as well as capacitor. These are the example for linear network, because for these networks no Ohm's law is applicable. Next we'll see what they have written for non-linear network: a network whose parameter changes their value with a change in time, temperature, voltage. These are called non-linear network. These their value changes in time, temperature and voltage. Ohm's law is not applicable to such a network. For these elements, no, Ohm's law is not applicable. Principle of superposition is not applicable to such a network. For non-linear network, no, principle of superposition is not applicable. Response of the element is not linear with respect to exact. Here they have written example is a network using diode is an example is an element whose response is not linear. Next we'll go with a bilateral as well as unilateral. Bilateral means, this word itself gives the meaning. Bilateral means two-way. Unilateral means one way. If you consider a resistor, in resistor na two-way current direction is possible. If you consider diode, diode will conduct in a forward biasing condition and it will not conduct in reverse biasing condition. So here we'll see what is that bilateral and what is that unilateral. A circuit whose behavior and characteristics is same irrespective of direction of current through various elements is called bilateral network. A network consisting R, L and C whose behavior remains same through the direction of current through them changes. Whether current moves in any other path, whether it may be from one end to another, or it may be current is moving in opposite direction also, but these elements behavior remains same. So for the network which consisting of these elements, no, they will call this one as a bilateral network. Next we'll go with a unilateral network. A circuit whose behavior is depending on the direction of current through the various elements is called unilateral network. Example is a network consisting diode, transistor. These are the unilateral network. Diode allows flow of current in only one direction because diode will conduct in forward biasing condition and it will not conduct in reverse biasing condition. Next we will go with the active network and passive network. Active network means it is in a network in which active sources are present. Already we have seen voltage source, current source. These are nothing but active element. The network which contain this type of active element, you can call this one as an active network. We'll see what they have written. A network consisting at least one source of energy. At least it should contain one source of energy is called an active network. Example is a network consisting at least one battery, voltage source, current source. You can call this one as an active network. At least one battery, voltage source and current source. They will call this one as an active network. Next we can have passive network. A network which contain no energy source is called passive network. You don't have any energy source. Example is a network consisting only elements such as R, L and C without any energy source. These are called as a passive network. Next we'll go with the lumped network. Next, distributed network. Lumped means these are focused somewhere. So we'll see. Distributed means the parameter is completely distributed in complete circuit elements. They will call this one as distribute. We'll see what is that lumped. A network in which all the elements are physically separable from each other. Means physically separable means resistor is separate. Inductor is also one separate element. Capacitor is also one separate element. They will call this one as a lumped network. Next we'll go with the distributed network. Here network elements are not physically separable but are distributed along the length of the network. Here not physically separable means resistor, inductor, capacitor, these are not physically present here, but these parameters are distributed completely in the line. They will call this one as a distributed network. Example is a transmission line whose resistance is distributed all along its length. We'll see what are the university questions we'll get from this section. How electric circuits are classified. We have seen what are the categories we have. Distinguish between linear and non-linear element, unilateral and bilateral element. Define and distinguish following network elements: linear and non-linear, active and passive, lumped and distributed. They have asked these university questions. Next we'll see what are the basic circuit parameters we have.